So I wanted to tell you guys about Henry Louis Gates Jr., who got arrested. I'm sure you've probably heard either on NPR or on jackandjillpolitics.com or on Danielle's Belton, blacksnob.com, or in any newspaper that Henry Louis Gates, yes, this Henry Louis Gates, this dude right here. Oh, there's a glare there. Can you see him? Right there. That Henry Louis Gates. This Henry Louis Gates. Oh, glare. There he goes. There he goes right there. This dude right here. Sorry for picking my nose. He got arrested in his own house for disorderly conduct. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with him, because I just assume that everybody knows who he is because that's the nerd in me, because he's been on TV like a bazillion times. He's done like 80 billion PBS documentaries. He did the African American Lives 1 and 2, where he took the DNA of prominent African Americans like Denzel Washington. Did he do Denzel? No, he didn't. He did Morgan Freeman. He did Oprah Winfrey. He did Whoopi Goldberg. He did Don Cheadle. He did Ben Carson. He did Mae Jemison. And he traced their ancestry as far back as he possibly could, using their DNA and family stories and lineage and all that stuff. And he's written several books, you know, and he is a prominent Harvard scholar. You should know who he is, okay? I mean, you have friends who know who he is. Anyhow, so he gets arrested in his own home for disorderly conduct. What happened was he was in China doing a new PBS documentary called The Faces of America, and he's coming back home, and his front door doesn't work. He can't get in. I think the lock has been damaged, ironically, because somebody else probably had tried to break in. So he has a driver because Skip, who's 68 years old, no, he's not 68, excuse me, he's 58, has to walk with a cane. And so he goes around, opens the back door, comes in, lets his driver, they're trying to open the door because Skip needs to get in. And so anyhow, a neighbor sees what appears to be, to her, 2 black men in backpacks. Skip did not have on a backpack. Neither did his large Moroccan driver who was in a suit. They didn't have on a backpack. She calls the police. The police come and check out the call to see what's going on. We got a call of a possible break-in. That's what they're supposed to do. I don't have no problem with that. I'm not scared of the police. I don't disrespect the police, yada, yada, yada. So the police this one police, James Carley, comes in, and he's like, Skip is on the phone to the real estate people. Hey, come fix my door. And he's like, who the hell are you? And he's like, I'm the police. Somebody said somebody's trying to break in. And Skip's like, oh, I live here. This is my house. He produces 2 forms of picture ID. One that clearly states that he's a Harvard law professor. The other one is his Massachusetts driver's license with the address that he's standing on inside his house. That it has his address in there. So case point, that should have been closed. The officer should have got out of there, but he didn't. He got mad. He got mad because Skip started, saying, can I have your badge? Can I have your name? Because Skip got on the phone and called the Cambridge Police Department and said he was being harassed by this officer who wouldn't give him his name, wouldn't give him his badge number, and the officer kept saying, I want to talk to you outside. I want to talk to you outside. And according to the police report, which we all know never lies, the police don't lie at all. Never, ever. Skip said, I'll talk to your mama outside. And if he did say that, yay for you, Skip. Okay, so anyhow, so Skip's like following him. It's like, hey, I really need your name and number. I need your badge and number. I need your badge and number. All these other police, meanwhile, had arrived. And they arrested Skip for disorderly conduct at 12:44 in the afternoon on his porch of his own house. How the fuck you get arrested for disorderly conduct in your own goddamn house when you, A, have produced identification, not 1, not 2, as requested, that say who you said you were and you are where you were supposed to be? How the fuck does that happen? How does that happen? So, of course, Skip, being the prominent scholar on race relations and history that he is, knows that he's being racially profiled. So he says that and he calls that out. And they dropped the charges, thank goodness. And he keeps telling them, y'all messed with the wrong person. And they did mess with the wrong person. Because this happens to countless people. I've been racially profiled several times. And I don't even drive. But it happens to me all the time. But they did mess with the wrong person this time because I keep calling him Skip like he's my uncle or something, but I kind of feel like it. I feel like I know him. He's on TV so much. But Professor Gates has a platform to talk about this. I mean, how many times has this happened to you? You out there, you right there. You know you get racially profiled just as much as I do. How many times did that happen to you and nobody did shit? Or all you could do is tell your friends until you were frustrated. I mean, I'm sad that this happened to him. He was in the wrong. And people keep saying, well, if he was just polite to the police, if he hadn't gotten an attitude. Okay, so what about that football player who was being in Dallas, a few months ago, who was being extra nice to the police in the morning, even though his mother-in-law was dying in the hospital, waiting for him to get to her so he could say bye. He said, yes, sir. He was polite. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. He did what he was told. And he still got treated like shit. You know why? Because he also was being racially profiled. And the police wanted to put him in his place for being an uppity Negro. And that's what was basically happening to Skip here. Anyway, it really sucks. It really sucks because I know about driving while black. And I know how to interact with cops. And I know what not to say and what to do so that they leave you alone and you don't go to jail. But what the fuck are you supposed to do when they get in your house? When is enough enough? I think you can get mad at the police if they're inside your house and you've already proven who you are and where you're supposed to be is legitimate and they won't leave. Then you get to get mad and that's okay. And you shouldn't have to, kowtow and play the good N-word just so that they can leave you alone. We live in a police state and I know a lot of people are shocked by this and are like, oh my God, I can't believe this happens. Well, it does. It happens every goddamn day. And it sucks that it happens. And I'm sorry that this happened to you, Uncle Skip. But Uncle Skip finna write a book. He finna do a documentary. He finna go on speaking engagements and tours and stuff. And they did. They fucked with the wrong person this time. They really, really, truly did. And I'm sorry that it happened, but my God, I'm glad it was you. Because he could have ended up shot. He walks with a cane. He walks with a fucking cane. If this had been some old white man trying to get into his house, this shit wouldn't have went down this way. It wouldn't have. Okay, that's the end of the video. Red Hen and Rooster will be back in a couple of videos. She's at work right now. That's all I have to say about that. I might make another one. This seems kind of long. Okay, bye.